and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm super excited to share with you all the third update for the construction of our brand new house. So last we left off, there was a whole lot of drama involving the sewer. I will link that video below and above in the cards if you'd like to check that out. And basically that ate up about a week of time. Unfortunately, after that, the weather also did not cooperate. We had a lot of rain and the crews were stuck on different job sites. And so it was a little bit slow going, but we're excited to finally have made a little bit more progress that I can share with you all. Now, if you remember, our site was very heavily wooded. It had a lot of mature oak trees, and my husband and his dad worked very hard at cutting down these trees and getting most of it prepared for firewood, which my husband's parents will use to heat their house over the next several winters. But we wanted to make sure to keep some of the straight pieces, and we looked for somebody that could take those logs and get them made into boards that we could then use as elements in the new house. And so we were fortunate enough to find somebody that was willing to collect these logs, and he is going to bring them back to his place and cut them into boards and kiln dry them so that we can use them in pieces such as a new dining table and a fireplace mantle. Following some ordinances that our city has, and that involved laying down some gravel right at the entrance to our property, basically so that any mud or branches or anything doesn't spill off onto the street. It's kind of a way to retain the site, and also adding a silt fence along the back side of the property so that there wasn't any erosion issues that would affect the pond. Then they went ahead and scraped up the whole site. They took off about 6 to 8 inches of topsoil, and it was very good black dirt. They were very happy with the quality of it. They sort of pushed these piles to the side so that they could make a nice area in the middle, where then they started to scrape down and make the area level. Then they cleared up any remaining brush or like little shrubby trees that were still kind of around the property and hauled them away so that the site could be as clear as possible. Next, we needed to decide the exact placement of the house. And I have to say, I over-agonized about this decision probably more than I needed to. But because our lot is not a standard city lot where all the houses are kind of lined up and facing in the same direction, we had a lot more leniency about how we rotated. And I wanted to be sure to capture as much natural daylight as possible and also have the front porch kind of facing the street and maybe hiding the garage a little bit. So there were some factors there. And we were also working with the walkout level and how that would orient towards the pond and the woods, and to provide a little bit of an area out of the back walkout door. And so there was just a lot of factors that went into it. And in the end, I think we picked a very good spot for the house. And I'm hoping that I'll be happy with it because there's no changing it now. Then the crew took some time to lay out the stakes of the corners of the house, and they measured it out with a laser level, some really nifty little tools that they had on their truck, and got it figured out to where the elevation levels would be and where the corners of the house would be and where the garage would sit. And they determined, you know, how it would hook up to the sewer and the water line, and all those things kind of played together to get the right location for this house. Staked out the house, we did determine that a couple of trees were missed during the time that we had cleared the site, and so the crew went ahead and scooped around those trees and picked them up with their big machines. And it was pretty sobering to see how quickly they were able to do it versus how long it took us to take down just one tree. Fun began. They started digging the hole, and I have to say it was pretty incredible to watch these giant machines just going through and scooping up huge bucketfuls of sand and dirt, and it was pretty powerful to see that this was happening. It was a little sad to see the land and our site so bare kind of in the middle area because we had seen it wooded for so long, but to know that eventually our house will go there, that gives me a lot of comfort. We found that the soil on our lot was very sandy, and it does have some gravel mixture, but it is quite sandy, which will bode well for us in terms of drainage. We shouldn't have any problems with any sort of water issues in our basement, which we're thankful for, but they might have to do a little bit extra reinforcing when it comes time to do the footings and the foundation, just to be sure that there's no sliding and shifting occurring. And so here is our giant hole. It is just massive. It looks bigger than the house actually is because they dig a little bit deeper and further out for the footings. But they kind of have the outline there, and you can kind of see it, I guess. If you walk down, you can sort of see where the walkout level is going to be, and it'll be easier for me to show you a video of this once we get the land sort of filled back in around the footings and the foundation. But this gives you a general idea of placement of the property and how it kind of sits on the land. That's all I have for this update. The next update, which is actually starting right now, is going to be the footings and the foundation. And it's exciting because it's showing the shape of the house. It's finally starting to look like a house instead of just a hole in the ground. I hope you'll stick around on my channel and subscribe to see all the videos of this house construction process. Thanks for watching today, and I'll see you next time.